Let's get into this alpha trading Discord right here. Yeah, Saturday stream. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We don't usually do this. We had a monthly close, though. We had a monthly close. Is that important? Yes. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Very important. So what has a bitcorn done? All right, this is going to be a crypto-only stream. Nothing else to talk about, right? Crypto's king anyway. No, just kidding. Cash is still king. Corrupt as hell, but it is still king, fortunately. Let's see here. And you haven't felt the joys in life until you've taken that cryptocurrency and turned it back into cash and spent it on things. And everybody's out there saying crypto this, crypto that, can't do anything with crypto. I beg to differ. You can do a lot with it when you turn it back into cash. While mainstream adoption is going to happen when, I'll tell you what, man, the infrastructure is being built. And this is the way most things work, right? Behind the scenes, everything's being built. Then just one day, whoop, the switch is just going to turn. You're going to be able to go to the grocery store, probably use crypto to buy stuff. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I thought we'd talk a little bit, BS around a little bit. It looks like we got Matt from Alpha Trading here. Oh, nice. We got Head Spy on the weekend. We got time to fly. It's early for her. What time is it? No, about 7. Oh, hell, that's not early. Us boomers get up early anyway, don't we? Hell yeah. Let me see here. Check something out. Let me pop in this live chat over here. Say a little good morning to everybody before we get into this. Good morning. Good morning. Boop. Sure Yash will be popping in here at some point. So we got a new monthly range populating. It was quite a bit lower. It was quite a bit lower than I thought it was going to be. Strikeout. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I was going to bring. I was pretty sure the top of that monthly range was going to be around 28. It was not. Where was it? 27. Being $1,000 off. That's yeah. Hurt my statistical ego. I'm usually dead on these things. I'm usually pretty good. So it must have been that early week of volatility we had to the downside. I mean, it was pretty strong, but considering we bounced from 20 to 29K, thought for sure it was going to pull it up. The one thing I was correct about, it's a very wide range, 2K, I believe. Let's scroll up here a little bit. So I'm gonna send out a warning right now to all you people trading Bitcoin. Take your profits. How's that for a warning? Take your profits unless you want to lose some, right? What's BTC sitting at right now? 28.4, huh? 28.5 range. Just calmly treading the top side of the daily volatility range. Here's the top of the monthly down here at 27.1. All right. Let me scale this down a little bit. There we go. Bottom is at, God, it was a lot. No, it's actually about $2,600. Yeah, 24.4 is the bottom. Center of the monthly range right now is at the daily third standard deviation. Right, 25,722. Is the top of this range at least going to get tested? Yes. 27.1 always happens. That's why I'm sitting here telling you, if you've been in this move and you don't want to lose that, roughly $1,400 of profit, maybe more. Maybe this goes into the depth of the new monthly volatility range. If it does, you're going to lose a lot of profit. Yes, time to fly. Take profits, for God's sakes. All you guys, man, you do know you can get back in the trades, right? You don't just have to sit in these things. This is why we trade.
I wanted to give you a little positive feedback.
Yeah, man.
Hey, from yesterday, I had a question. So it was very positive for me yesterday on SPY. But I wanted to ask you a question about, okay, so I've been following for a couple of weeks. I've tied all in. I'm using the charts and everything. But I've been focusing in on how you go through your process. But my question is, yesterday morning, when you looked at SPY, we didn't look at it very long. You didn't look at it very long, but you did look at it for just a short period of time, and you said only one word that really kind of struck me, and you know, I looked at it for the day on that word because I've been listening to your basic strategies.
Mm-hmm.
So you said strong, okay? It's the first time since I've been paying attention and following along that you said strong. So I'm wondering what was the point? You didn't really say anything else. You didn't, like, prior you'd thrown some numbers out, you throw some prices out, blah blah blah. But yesterday you didn't. You just said SPY looks strong.
Mm-hmm.
So can you just go over that real quick before we get too deep into the Bitcoin?
Yeah, let me throw SPY.
Because I was really interested after I was done yesterday in just knowing what
I saw
yesterday morning when what you saw.
Right.
What was it?
Well, the first thing immediately.
Can you look at it real quick?
Yeah. Well, 100%. So, and that's funny you're talking about this because you know how I always say that if you read between the lines, right, you kind of get a little bit of bias, because I was trying not to, because I don't like people, because, you know, we're not always 100% right. So it's all about the probabilities. So I'll never come out and say, look, this is where I think SPY's going, blah, 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 blah. I mean, sometimes, if I...
And understand, I don't listen to just anything. I
Right.
mean, I've been doing this so long that
right.
It takes a lot to even trigger me to the point where I would even ask this question. That's why I wanted to give you the positive feedback about it. Not that, you know, you always go through your normal thing.
Right.
But yesterday was interesting because, biased or not, you know, whoever has a bias, whatever.
Mm.
But when you did your analysis, you just went through it, you were done, and you said
strong.
You said SPY looks strong. And I was looking for, hey, go back to that moment. It was yesterday. I think it was right at open or before open, right around it was before the day had even started. We were up, a little bit, obviously the bias was up overnight, but the way you looked at it, you said it in those terms. So I was just wondering if you could go back to that time frame. I don't want to know your bias. I just want to know your analysis. I want to know.
Yeah. Why?
It's all based on that. It's based on this information.
For sure. And there's a few different points, and it was on the daily and the 4 hour. And I don't remember exactly what I was saying, obviously, but I know I was looking at the daily and the 4 hour, because I'll start on the daily. First thing I saw, right, is that there was an outlier. There was an outlier on the variance, right? Coming in from 2 days ago, actually. So there was still an outlier going on the variance. And if you looked at Thursday, here, let me blow this up. Look what happened on Thursday. You got above the 33 power mean. That's the blue dotted power mean right there. Literally. So, and it's what it did, right? It literally gapped up that day, right? Pulled back hard and then just sucked right back up. When I saw that above the power mean band, and we were having an outlier on the daily, you go down on the 4 hour, we're above the reverse fissure, right? We're above the reverse fissure, coming out of an outlier on the 4 hour. And when the variance turned down, it was negatively correlated right here, right? The returns oscillator on the 4 hour was below the zero mean. The daily returns oscillator was above the zero mean. The fissures on the daily, strong. But here was the real, when I always talk about the fissures being in lockstep, look at the 4 hour. Can't even tell them apart, really. I mean, you got this is I believe the low length, but look at these fissures, man. Fissure is a powerful indicator. Okay, and so I see the fissures doing that, and then I go over the volatility's contracting, negatively correlated, right? And I'm telling you right now, going into this coming week, look out, man. SPY looks, I'll say it again, strong. 4 hours trending. Daily started trending. So when I see the returns oscillator above the zero mean, I see the variance having an outlier, right? The fissures are strong, entropy's in trend, volatility's doing its thing, right? It was expanding, positively correlated. all that put together. So a lot of people are like, oh, this guy's full of crap. He can't possibly be looking at all this noise and putting together something. It's exactly what I do. That's why all this works together.
Well, when it's automatic, when it becomes automatic and you have confidence and you believe,
yeah.
I mean, you just go through a sequence. You don't second guess yourself after a while.
Right.
Because I'm new. I'm new to the option side. I'm new to this platform, and I've changed my whole strategy from where I used to be. And I was literally, for years I've been an AT.
Right.
Okay. Drawing the charts. Well, I threw that away last week, and just the way you go through your sequence, it's methodical.
Yeah.
It's very methodical in your analysis. So anybody that second guesses, any type of method that actually I've tracked. Now, look, I don't want somebody else's bias. I take very focused, I focus on very minute entry points, and I've always done it this way. But yesterday, with just the piece of information, the way you laid it out, I was able to dial in to a moment, and literally all I did was trade one. Okay, so I traded one contract.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous for me. Believe me, it's hard for me to trade one contract. But I traded one contract.
Right.
And it's absolutely ridiculous. I paid 63 cents.
Right.
For a call. It was 13:40. It was just before 2 p.m. Perfect timing. Everything was right. All of these things lined up. It was long for the day. It was strong. And I did $2 so I got $2.40 for that. So on a $63 trade, I almost quadrupled.
Right.
On just that thought, just the whole concept that I and using these, that last set of charts you sent out, and I just focused in on all of those, and I just wanted to give some positive feedback because it's important.
So what'd you do? Like data set was sitting around 407. What'd you do by like a 409 or something?
I did a 407.
You did a 407, yeah. So you ended up in the money big time. Yeah, that paid off, right?
Yeah, I did a 407. It was 63 cents when it dropped back down.
Yeah, you said what time? Like 2:30.
It bumped around a little bit they drove it down. It deteriorated. The call had deteriorated so far. But what I dialed in on was these. Now I don't know everything about it, so I'm still trying to, correlate these factors. But it showed. It just told me, and being that it was one contract, I was like, okay, it's $63, and
right.
To me, like, okay, I'm gonna do this $63, and it turned out to be 200 and almost a quadruple, $2, and I got it right at the end of the day. So I've been waiting. It just showed everything was going to end long on the day.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was telling me anything else. So it was a good trade. Whatever. It was one contract, but anyways, it was it's really, and I don't want to be overconfident. So I'm just giving the feedback because, I think that the other day there was somebody on, questioning and all that. If you're here to question what you're doing, we'll have questions that are based on what you're doing, not that your whole methodology's, off base.
Yeah, that guy was just trolling. That guy had
was ridiculous.
He was totally just trolling. Yeah.
That's why, man. What you said earlier was dead on. It's about the workflow, though.
Yep.
Like, if you notice, Bilbo has a very methodical workflow. I have a very methodical workflow. People that do this a while, we all have our own very methodical workflows, and that's because we all target, our trades given the information we have in very specific ways. So we all have ways of running through it, but it's basically for me anyway, it's, I go from high time frame to low time frame, and I zoom in on the primary indicators and the secondary indicators and then the alternate indicators or the tertiary indicators. And everybody finds their own way to do it. The way I like to think about it in a real simple sense is, if a trade has three or four primary indicators that are saying go, you'll typically find that there are many more indicators that are also saying go, and that makes it a valid trade. And it's very often the case. So yeah, everybody has to have to pick a workflow that they're comfortable with, and that matters, of course, a lot on the exchange you're trading on the type of trades that you like to do, on the time frames you like to trade, on the size you like to trade. Because what you can control is your position, meaning your position and your position in the order book and your position size, which is a lot based on your position. Your position in the order book is based on your position size. The information that you have available, which is from the tools that you have available, like these VEPS tools, and the speed of your ability to run the trade, meaning your literal physical connection to the exchange, how fast it is for you to run orders, etc. Those are the three things you can do to impact your trades, or that you can't do to impact your trades if you don't have control over your speed or your information or your position size. So based on that, you can determine how to sculpt your workflow to fit your needs. And that's why the beauty of the system is really that there isn't just one size fits all strategy or set of tools that one must use. It's people ask sometimes, why don't you have a basic course or whatever? Kind of working on something, but even that will not be a one size fits all course, because it's not a system designed to be cookie cutter, one size fits all. It's designed to be kind of a la carte, and whatever you need, it will work for you, because the math is the math. It's a matter of what information do you like to look at and process. And the information that Bilbo shows on these live streams is really great information. Like, of all the indicators we show, he shows some of our best indicators, in my opinion, that he runs through. And he does do a very methodical run through, not just on streams, but you can bet he's doing it when he's running actual trades. So your observation is dead on. It is about the workflow. It is about finding that angle of how you make the information work for you in order to make sure that your position size and your speed isn't held back by the information that you're getting. Basically, that's the bottom line. So good observation, man. I mean, I love seeing good questions, and I love hearing good questions, and also great feedback. But seeing you get that it's about that it tells me a lot, man. It's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're stoked. And then come over here, and I guarantee you, not many people notice this on SPY. I notice it. I notice everything. It's a disease. You stare at these charts long enough, dude. It's just like,
when you love what you do,
yeah,
you can do it endlessly.
100%.
It's not work.
100%, man. So take a look at this on SPY. So here was yesterday. First, let's start back. Look at the weekly range. I talked about it all week, and I straight up said SPY's going to trend. SPY's going to trend. Did it? Yeah, man. I mean, this thing from the low. Hello. How many points, man? 10, 18 points.
You said earlier in the week, before any of this happened this week,
right?
Before the end of it, earlier in the week, I've been earmarking all of this, so you're going to get the feedback.
Yeah.
You said SPY could, you used the right word, could see 405 by the end of the week.
Right.
Literally Friday morning. And I had already documented all this, so I'm just giving you the feedback.
It gapped up right to 405 on the last day.
Literally opened up at almost 405
on
Friday morning, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, it's not ridiculous. It's just that
no, I'm just saying it's literally. I'm just giving you. It's kind of funny, ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But these levels are super powerful, and as you learn to read indicators over time, you get the feel for it, like you said, and when you get as you understand, these things are math based and they're super accurate as a result. We're basically looking at the same information that the big bots are, so it's not magic, right? It's math, and that's why when you're able to read these things well, it becomes kind of obvious, But again, without being too cocky or anything, like we're not 100% right all the time. Nobody is. But we learn how to read the information and to make our trades with the probabilities and the risks in mind, right? So yeah, I know it seems amazing, and it is amazing, but it's not magic.
Yeah, and here, let me show you something.
It's not magic.
So now I'll show you too. And it wasn't just the one chart, right? It wasn't just the one chart. That's why I got 3 charts. So right, I showed everything that I saw over here that pretty much told me which way this thing was going. So then I'm down here on the VRE, right? I already know there's a tight weekly range. We gapped up to 405 in the morning. The first thing I noticed, these are some of the things I usually never talk about, but oh well, the gig's up, man. So just like an option skew, right? Well, if you notice here, the first thing I will always do is I'm going to look at the whole daily range. Oh my God, the secrets are coming. So I'm going to look at this whole daily range. Did anybody notice the top side of the daily range on SPY? 408.44 or 408.45? Do we understand what happened on Friday? This thing closed outside the top side of the daily volatility range. So at the beginning of the day as well, I already know that there's a tight weekly range. Then when I look at this entire volatility range, here's the bottom side of it. All the support levels, it was down at 398.10. Top side was at 408.45. You notice something about the first standard? Here's the one thing. When you get a daily price action volatility range, right? And you've got a first standard deviation inside one side, not the other. I look at that as like a type of skew, a skew to the top side. Then I'm over here. Look at the weekly. The weekly first standard deviation was at 407.98. So when it got up to the top side up there, we were already above the first standard deviation on the weekly. We were above the first standard deviation on the daily, as you can see right here. All right, here's the 1SD. Here's the 1SD. So you go up to this resistance level on the weekly, which was the third? Yeah, third resistance level on the weekly. We only had one more up here at about, oh God, whatever it is up here. Let me see. Pull this down. Come on. 415. Is that it? Let me make sure. Yeah, up here at like 415, almost 415.5 was the top of the weekly. And this, man, this was tough too, because this happened right at the end of the day. But you can see it reject. You reject off that R3, come back down. It pretty much bounced off the daily 1SD. It really did. And then shot up above it. So going into next week, pretty bullish on SPY, man. I'm not going to lie. It looks really strong. But all that put together, yeah, man. Getting up above the weekly and the daily 1SD. I mean, this is the reason why it closed outside the volatility range. And I bet if we look even, let me see here. Yeah, and on the daily, right, you started getting expansion. 981, guarantee it's positively correlated. Let's see. And I did go through this already, 100%. Probably. Yeah. Let me see. I would guarantee
and
all
before
these.
The stream yesterday, what did I say? Like, look for the trending moves during the beginning of the day, right? During the first couple hours, and then again at end of day. Look how it ended end of day.
Trend too. Yeah, when your entropy's trending, this is people don't sleep on the entropy indicator, especially when you're getting everything lined up and stuff. And you start moving in a direction, the predictors flip that way. I mean, dude, they're powerful moves. Very powerful. So you got the 981 expanding too, positively correlated. 2400 was contracting, negatively correlated. All 3 links on the daily were saying to the top side, and you're trending to the top side. You're having an outlier. Yeah, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer to buy calls yesterday. That's for sure. You'll never hear me come straight out, buy this, buy that, right? This is never financial advice. We're all doing our thing, but yeah, man. This stuff is incredible.
I love the questions, dude. I love your questions, man. And the commentary also.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to take your bias, but I'm not going to take your whatever you. This analysis is very thorough, and I'm just giving you, for someone who has, for my entire trading time frame, and I have to admit I haven't done extremely well. I can do 9 out of 10 trades on the other side, but man, that one trade has been my nemesis, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it. That's really what it comes down to. And you've said that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And by the way, like most people who've done trading for a long time haven't done extremely well, right? It's just most of them also don't have the balls to admit it. And to say, all right, I'm looking for a better way to trade. And when you come to that realization, and you come to the realization that, and you know that these markets are run by math, and these tools that we have are math-based, or like relevant math, it's not just nonsense math, then, it's kind of like very eye-opening. So,
and I'll tell you something right now. I used to communicate on a daily basis with one of the biggest crypto YouTubers that's out there right now. I'm not going to mention any names.
yeah.
And you'd be surprised how fucking have a reckless trader he is.
Yeah.
You'd be really shocked. Very reckless. Literally just...
That's because his business is not really to be trading. His
no.
business is to sell courses.
His business is to fluff up the community, get the community buying the programs, buying the indicator, buying the this, that, or the other, hitting the links, right? Hitting the affiliate links for exchanges, for everything that he's selling. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway,
the reason I comment on my experience is that I love doing it. So if you love what you do, it won't be work.
Yep.
But if it's painful, it can be a love-hate relationship.
Yes, and there shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be a passion of pain. It should be a passion of pleasure, especially when it comes to taking profits in a profit-based business. Yes.
Get the UPM up here.
It's just a matter of fact that the exchanges and all that, they are based around taking liquidity from retail traders. That's their whole modus operandi. So the 1 in 200 that come out successful using the technical tools that those systems provide to them, or suggest to them, or reinforce to them, or that you find through other ways of getting into this weird world, those 1 in 200 are statistical outliers, and good for them. Congratulations, they've done it. The other 199 are literally the liquid bread that those exchanges rely on to stay in business. I used to market those businesses to people, so I can tell you from the inside of the beast, that is what they do. They go through the blood every 90 days. They look for new blood every day. Every day. What's that?
That's why you can trade for free, right? Free commissions. Free commissions.
Yeah, and leverage. Exactly, and they give you all the leverage you want to go bankrupt ASAP. I mean, and the tricks they play, it's horrible. But that's why it's better to trade smarter and use better systems. Basically, they use better information and not be a sucker to the game. Be a shark rather than a minnow. Basically.
Yes.
See here.
That's why I think I've cued into this so intently, because my intention is pretty clear. I've always wanted to be only one thing, is to make this my new career. And as I get older and I get where you get older, you start losing the physical side. Well, I can still do a lot, but you start I'm not going to do construction, and if I flip a house, I'm going to have other people doing the work because I have to. Right. You know what I mean? I can't. So this is the upside potential. I've always looked at it one way, and this is what always kept me in it. And this is just one philosophy. The downside to this is what you have in your account if you're clean. The upside is infinite.
Well, the downside of whatever you have in your account, if you're clean, is really reduced by time, when you're able to just realize that if you pull many trades a day on any given day you're trading, or pull as many trades as you can on any given day that you're trading, your upside, and if you win most of your trades, I like to think you should be winning at least 68%, at least one standard deviation of your trades when you start the system. and a lot more by the time, maybe 2 or almost 3 standard deviations by the time you're done. But if you're winning the right amount of trades and to remain profitable and limiting your losses so that you don't lose money or any significant money on any trades, then the upside grows really quickly, and your P&L will reflect that relatively quickly. Because when you're winning most of your trades, you will see, very fast growth, right? As opposed to especially if you're reducing or limiting the losses on your trades, because knowing how to lose a trade is very important. And what I mean by that is knowing how to limit that loss, not just how to emotionally deal with the nonsense after the trade is over. That's a separate issue. But knowing how to limit the loss so that it doesn't actually cause any real pain, because that is key. That is absolutely key. So you should not be in trades that are going the wrong way. Just get out of them immediately, because there's no reason to be in them. You will have another opportunity when you see the next trade that comes along that's obvious. But just take the obvious trades. There are always obvious trades.
Right.
People try too hard to find.
I have to admit.
Yeah.
I have to admit that one feature has been my nemesis on the 1 or 2 trades that can hurt me.
I'm telling you, man, that is the way, that is the business model of these exchanges. They know that. They key in on that. They do everything they can to fluff you up and make you think that you're doing it right. And then they get you on that one trade, or in most people's cases, they get them on those 8 out of 10 trades.
Why do you think they love to hunt stops? I mean, that's exactly why they hunt stops.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing I heard, is that you guys are focusing on not putting that information out there for these guys to know. That is so smart, so intellectually smart.
Absolutely. Well, it's just also game theory, because we know they have brokers whose job it is to use information that they have internally to trade against us. I mean, we know that. It's a fact. Like, they have whole desks full of traders doing nothing but that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being in the exchange. You're sitting there at a terminal. You see every single stop of every trader on that platform. I
didn't even know that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they see all that data. Especially in crypto. I mean, crypto doesn't even have any rules.
Forget it. Crypto is not regulated, so they see every trade. But I mean,
wow.
And even in regulated markets, they got trading desks of traders who are trading against their own clients. That's a known thing.
And the one exchange that hasn't been busted yet, but is on the radar and being looked at as we speak. Anybody that comes out and makes a point, hey, don't worry, all your shit's safe. You know your shit is not safe. You should not have to tell people their funds are fucking safe. Of course, your funds should be safe.
Of course.
So when you got this guy,
or the Fed does it, or the Treasury does it, the same damn thing. Like, why do the banks and the Federal Reserve and FDIC all say your funds are safe in the last 2 weeks?
It's a meme.
Signal people that are the smart money, the money ain't safe.
No.
Prepare. Everybody else is gonna get wrecked.
So
you guys prepare.
It's got to a point where it's a meme. Funds are safe. No, they're not safe, and they trade against you, and now they're being called out for it. Now the long arm of the law from the fucking U.S. government is on them. So we'll see what happens, man. People are just and here's one more point about SPY too. When you realize that on the daily, this is the 30 length RMLR, right? Look at SPY. It got above the power mean a couple days before. When Friday opened up, look where it opened up. Opened up right on top of the 30 power mean, closed above the first standard deviation on the daily. There were so many things saying that there was a probability. So what was the probability when you open up above? You literally just mean reverted off the second standard deviation band, right? You had a little rejection off the power mean here. That's strong. To not reject and go down again, right? So you finally break through, open up Friday, last day of the trading week, above, right? Above it. So the probabilities were to the top side. And then I looked at that range and saw the 1SD right there at the top side of the range, where the other one was right here. Show you again. Where are we? Boom. So you got the 1SD to the downside. literally up at about the third support level, where the 1SD to the top side was at the fourth support level. Usually it's going to be, and I'll tell you one thing, just like the tight daily volatility ranges or weekly or monthly to say, hey, this asset's going to trend. Remember this too. If you get a daily volatility range where the top side of the resistance, the bottom side of the support, if that whole range is inside the first standard deviation normal distribution, be prepared, because you're going to have a rocket ship probably. Those are the times when things are really going to move hard. That's what I've seen. But yeah, all that together, that's why I was just like, yeah, SPY looks strong. And it did. I mean, when you're having outliers on variance, you can't second guess this. And that's one great thing about these indicators, because at first, like people that use traditional TA, man, you can't trust it. It's hard to trust that stuff. It's really hard. So when you get these indicators, you learn over time where it's like, if you don't trust these indicators, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on taking profits. You're going to miss out on entries. So yeah, that's one thing. Over time, you begin to start to trust what you're seeing. And then once you get the workflow.
So one last question.
Yep.
I don't want to take up the whole thing, but this stuff's kind of piqued my interest to a pretty high level. So we were talking about stop loss and not putting it out there. I get that. It makes sense. I'm a poker player, so I totally get it. You know, no tells. No tells, no tells, no tells. But the question is, for me, it's always been that what you talked about, and you know what everybody's talked about, is that key feature that they know that it's obviously based in some kind of psychological emotion. And what was the break point? Where is that break point? Like for me, I'm looking for that break point for myself when it's automatic.
Yeah, it'll be different.
There's got to be a switch, because it's simple like that, because it's some trigger in your psyche and they know it.
Yeah.
And they want to keep it up that way. So what just some feedback on.
It's probably going to be different for everybody, right? Obviously, because I see so many people, like back in the past, they'll have these indicators a week, and then they'll just come in, they'll say something like, these don't work, blah blah blah. Well, I back tested these. Here, I'll say something else.
Say anything or ask anything. They'll just say, they'll just sign up for the free trial, and they'll just disappear, man, for 2 weeks.
And here's my question.
They're gone.
Like, to those people, why are you back testing indicators that don't lag? What are you doing? I mean, it's like everybody,
attention deficit syndrome.
It's horrible, man, because we can tell people, look, you don't need to back test this, right? The price action follows returns. All this is based on all of that. You don't have to back test to see the failure of an indicator. I'm telling you, you go back test some traditional TA indicators. They're trash. They're garbage. They really are.
What you want to back test is how many wins you have with this stuff. That's all you want to back test.
Yeah.
You're looking back going, man, I could have had freaking 7 wins.
People need to
10. I could have had 8.
No kidding. That's the truth right there.
Yeah. People need to back test themselves.
The easiest way to back test this, not even a joke, put it on the 1 minute. It's not a back test, and watch it live and see it happen, right? And just watch the indicators.
Yeah.
And you move fast. Or put it on replay. Go back a few candles. Go back like 20, 30 candles, and just watch it play out. See how accurately the indicators are.
Well, I had advice earlier in the week just to do one contract, which is hard for me, and I did that yesterday. So that's for me, testing it real time in the market. Whether you earmark a target, boom, it's easy. It's not rocket science to do that part of it. But the other part of it is that because the fear, okay, so it's got to be fear of loss. Obviously, that's the fear is the motivating emotion. But kicking that fear down the road is probably the number one thing, no matter what, because that limits your loss. And I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. But it's that trigger for myself personally. Like you said, it's individual to who's ever, everybody's an individual in that front. And when that trigger, when you can flip that switch and just be the professional. Look, I was an engineering manager for 35 years in food plants. So I'm pretty well, I've seen it all. I've seen every technology rise. I've seen all of it. Every piece of every move, and I've installed them, made them work. And it was so meticulous and so methodical. I was relentless. I always looked for any outlier, any failures, anything. I would just go. I mean, I was relentless, and I was top of my field. And the shot shit got me out of it, where I can't do it anymore because I'm not taking the shot. Okay, it's simple. I'm not a fool. So
I like you already.
Right now, I'm trying to turn this in. I've done this for the same amount of time. Obviously, I wouldn't have been doing that if I was extremely successful doing this, right? And it always comes down to the same exact thing. So that's why I'm talking about it right now. And it's Saturday morning, so I know you're going to focus on Bitcoin, but this stuff is so critical in terms of the basics. And this is something I haven't conquered yet. So I'm trying to figure out, when do I turn into that professional like I was in my career, where I would never, there was no such thing as failure. No such thing as having a bad project. $10 million projects going to finish and make money, right?
Yeah.
That's it. There is no option. But I've never been able to transition it to this, which I love to do. I like to do that. I didn't love it. It was a well-paying career, but I never got to the point where it became flipping houses is better for me. But this one is what I love to do. I like doing this shit.
Yeah.
So what is it? And the feedback, I'm going to shut up. Go ahead.
You know what, Hudsby, the funny thing is I've thought the same way you've thought over the years. And I mean, I'm like, why would I want to flip houses when I could just trade a house and I can get in and get out?
Yeah.
You're basically buying and selling a house, whenever you want, on here. You're getting a return off of it very quickly. Unfortunately, the tax situation isn't the same. Real estate really is, geared for tax advantages, but nonetheless, you're still trading houses over here.
So
well, I'd like to do that as a side job.
Yeah.
You said we focus on Bitcoin. We do focus sometimes, or a lot on Bitcoin, but we also look at other assets, right? We look at SPY, we look at Dixie, we look at VIX, and the birth of trading options with Black-Scholes, with basically volatility, the volatility models from the late 70s that happened thanks to Mr. Black and Scholes. All of that was born for trading options, right? So this stuff is created for trading options originally. We just figured out how to use it to scalp delta or trade basically any low time frame volatility on any asset, including crypto and everything else. But the tools are entirely made for trading options, really. So that there is no reason to not use them to trade options. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
So are you automatic at this point? Are you automatic on your stop loss? Are you just automatic? Is it method now?
I know where my limits are, and I know when I get in, and I know when I get out. And the trick is for me to not be greedy, right? If I hit my targets 1 or 2 standard deviations away, or sometimes 3, if I see the information's going that way, I read the information. I scan the information very quickly, and I like to trade on the 1 minute. And if I see that I'm in the wrong trade, even for a minute, I get out. If I'm in the wrong trade for 2 minutes and it's like slowly walking against me or something, I'm out, man. I'm out. I don't wait 2 or 3 minutes even. I get out in that first minute. Because if I'm not right, I don't need to prove to myself how wrong I can be.
Okay, and so here, Yasha, let me break in real quick because I'm gonna take care of this little problem we got going on. and I'm going to tell this idiot. So TradingView has very strict rules about content creators and people watching streams. And first off, let's stop feeding this troll in the chat. And if he continues this, I've got the TradingView mods on like fast dial. I will get this guy banned because he's in here trolling the chat while we're having a live stream on TradingView. So I'm going to tell you right now, Persifying, you keep this up, I guarantee you your account's going to get banned. All right? Guarantee it. So you just keep on trolling us, right? We're putting out the best information out there on TradingView right now, and you're going to come in and troll us. So I'm telling you right now, man, keep it up. Keep it up. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to screenshot this whole chat when I'm done, and I'm going to send it to the mods in TradingView. Good luck, buddy. Good luck, because they have very strict rules about you coming in our live stream and trolling us while we're producing content on their platform.
Yep.
All right, that being said, everybody ignore that idiot, okay? Everybody just ignore him. Don't answer him one more time. Just let him do his thing, because I'm gonna Snapchat all this. Yeah, they'll definitely get rid of this guy. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I've seen people and they won't ban him. His account will get suspended where he will not be able to interact on chats. He won't be able to publish ideas. He won't be able to do anything because he's obviously a great trader. He knows what he's talking about. So
he's got all the time in the world to come in and tell us.
Yeah. He's on a Saturday. Right, he's just going to make it a point.
And he hates this so much he keeps showing up.
Yeah, anyway, and this is like the third stream now. I got plenty of stuff. Guarantee you're not going to be seeing this guy's name in our chat very much longer after I send all this to the mods. Because, hey, Yasha, are the TradingView mods sticklers?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, they're relax. April Fools.
Yeah, April Fools.
April Fools.
This guy thinks he's cute, like he's going to come in and start trolling our stream. That's not going to happen, guarantee it. So let's all start right now. Ignore him. Let him continue to make these posts so I have more ammo. The guy has no idea.
Again, about the limiting of the loss, man. Like for me, it really is just a matter of controlling controlling the greed factor, right? Like just hitting the targets and taking profit. I don't care if it runs away even further. If the information told me to get out, I get out. I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm not going to second guess the information because the information is damn good. And even if it moves, further to the upside if I'm in a long or further to the downside if I'm in a short, I don't care. I have the next opportunity to get into the next trade. I could care less where it is. Price is totally moot, right? What matters is being on the right side of the trade and taking profits and filling up those little buckets of liquidity every day. So at the end of the day, it's a whole lot easier to fill up little buckets and move little buckets and get in and out with little buckets than it is to try to move one giant bucket a day. It's a whole lot easier to get out, especially if you're trading things that have maybe questionable liquidity or whatever, like I like to do sometimes. So that's how I do it, man. I really focus on limiting my loss and taking my profits early and often.
So let's jump.
Emotionally test my trades.
Let's jump right into the monthly probabilities. Let's do that. And so we're going to look at the previous month, right? For everybody out there. Or let's go from where we popped out of the bottom here down at 15.5, right? So nice monthly candle, right here. Closed up above the first standard deviation, normal distribution. Last month, what did the data set do? It trended perfectly inside, or not trended, ranged inside the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range and the bottom side of the Laplace distribution range. Ended up a nice little bullish doji. Right? Was that a fake out for everybody that's trading candle patterns? A lot of traditional TA traders. Now, when I said that I thought that was bullish, it was. Why did we pull back immediately to the downs? The first standard deviation, right? That's when we dip back down inside 20K, 19.5, I believe. Why do you think? Because people don't take their profits. And all these retail traders have all their stop losses, liquidation points down here, right? Over leveraged traders, silly people. They all got liquidated, right? They all got liquidated. Their stop losses got hit. And then the data set proceeded to make a move to the first standard deviation on the monthly. Now, right? Here we go. April Fool's Day today. All right. So top side, 68.3 Laplace distribution range on this new monthly. $30,860. The bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range, $26,255. Top side of the 95.4 Laplace distribution range on this monthly candle, $43,580. The 95.4 Laplace to the downside, $18,592. Top side of the 99.7 Laplace distribution range on this monthly candle is $71,990. So let's just say 72K. 99.7 Laplace to the downside, $11,255. Do we have a massive $60,000 range on this monthly candle? Yes, we do. And on a monthly, they are going to be massive ranges. Now the blue prices, these are the first, second, and third standard deviations to the top side and the bottom side. Now, why don't I put that much focus up here on macro time frames on now? I use normal distribution as well, but the algorithms have moved into using Laplace distribution, especially you can see it on the macro time frames. Now, when you go down into intraday trading, the first, second, third standard deviations, powerful places to get entries and to take profits. That's what people don't realize. This is just like people that don't understand about gaps, right? And people are talking about these institutional gaps. People always want to see where the data set is, where the gap is, and trade to the gap. That's not the way you trade gaps. You trade gaps when the data set gets back to the gap, right? That's how you trade gaps. Same thing with these probabilities. Just so what are you going to do, right? No price action hardly at all yet on this monthly candle. So are you just going to be like, well, I'm bullish, so I know this is going to go to the 68.3 Laplace, blah, blah. That's not how you trade this, right? You get down on low time frames, you get your entry, and you use those areas to take profit. That's what these are used for. These aren't used to get into positions. They're used mainly to get out and take profit. Now, the times that they are good for entries, say we dip down on a monthly to the 68.3 Laplace, and then I'm looking on a daily and a 4 hour and I'm seeing bull div set up between price action and returns, probably going to be a good entry down there at the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace for a move back up to where? Probably it's going to range, go back up to the top side of the 68.3 Laplace. And if you see right now, guys, that's we're talking about a $4,600 range. There's a lot of price action in there, right? A lot of profits. So I just wanted to say that real quick. But those are the probabilities on the new monthly candle. And then when we open up a Monday, we'll take a look at the dailies every week, right? To see where they are at within this monthly range, because it is important. So I wanted to do that. There is the monthly probabilities. Let's pop over here. Now, we're not going to get a lot of history, right? This is the problem with, let me throw this on the index and get a little better. There we go. So the index right here, let's see, pull up this power mean. Look where the monthly closed, right? So on the dump from the all-time highs, you get outside the power mean band. Immediately, 2 monthly candles, right back up to test the wave trend, right? Right back up to test the wave trend out here. Now, we got a couple wicks up to it right here, I guess, but this was a full test and a pullback. Right? And then, boom, you get this pullback on a monthly to wreck all those over-leveraged traders, or just people out there that don't understand when you're putting stop losses in these systems, you're showing your whole cards, man. Don't do it. Anyway, real traders do not swing trade, right? That's BS. Swing trading volatility, let them do it. They're getting wrecked. I guarantee you their P&L is, right? And anybody that, instead of coming in, instead of people coming into the chat, right, and trying to talk about the way we trade, just like I've said for 5 years now, put your money where your mouth is. I'm sure we could have somebody escrow something, right? You want to trade with the Bitcoin? We'll have somebody escrow it. We'll do it. We'll both trade low time frame volatility over a week period, and then we'll compare our P&Ls, right? Any exchange you want to go at. Nobody has ever taken me up on the offer. I wonder why. Maybe because you can go back in all these streams for the last couple years and look at our hit rate on things we talk about. It's such a high probability, it's ridiculous. And that's why we talk about these things the way we do, and we try to save one retail trader at a time. Yes, we do. Okay, let's see here. So on the monthly, right, you dip outside. Now we closed above the 9 and the 33 length log MA. The 33 power means up here at about 34.3. Is this thing on a collision course with this? Do I think this is going to mean revert to the 33? I do, now that we got back up above here, right? Could it come down and test 25.4 area, right? Test these moving averages? Sure, it could. It could come back down and test the wave trend, but I don't think it's going to. Why? It took a lot of hard work to get back up in the power mean band. Not only do I think that this thing's probably going to come up here and test the 33 power mean, there's a probability this thing's going to go to the top of the power mean band. It's about 46K almost probably by now. 45.8, close enough. So we got some stuff. And this is what these people coming from retail trading don't understand. They don't understand about mean reversion. They definitely don't have the power mean band. They don't understand how powerful all this is. Hey, man, it's all good. We need an endless supply of liquidity for the other side of our trades. And all these people you see that don't understand this, and instead of just asking questions, well, explain this, explain that, right? Tell me why you think this is better. Show me something. Instead, they come in, you can tell immediately that they're just trolling, right? That's all they're doing, trying to just create this. I'm not, you know what? It just drives me crazy. We had to deal with a lot of this a ways back, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly who this person is, right? This is definitely somebody from another camp. I can tell by the way he's talking. It's all good, though. It's all good. They love to troll us. But it's okay. That's what happens. And here's what I'm going to talk about. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on the winners. So know that right now. My high school golf coach told me that. Let's see. How many years ago was this, for crying out loud? I'm an old man. Graduated in 86. So yeah, guys, we're talking a long time, right? Over 30 years ago. Long time, 35 years ago. So it's as true today as it was then, right? And that's what he told me. Because I came into high school, I was already like a 2 handicap. So I am second on the varsity team as a freshman. I caught a lot of shit. The golf coach pulled me aside, and that's what he told me, because my game was going down. I was focusing, right? I was focusing on all this other bullshit instead of focusing on winning, right? Especially the number one player, who was a great golfer. He still is today. So that is something good to think about. Winners focus on winning. The losers will be focusing on the winners. That's why they're losers, because they take all that energy they could be putting in to learn how to hone their craft, and they just focus on the winners. It's stupid, man. It really is. Really is. All right, let's go here. Monthly. Let's go down to a weekly on Bitcoin. Yeah. So this is a thing too. When I talk about that, let me go back over here. Top side of the monthly range. Already discussed it. Let me get this back on Bitcoin. I haven't even looked at the chat. I'm just praying to God this guy's continuing to type in there and giving me more ammo. I already got enough, guarantee it. I guarantee you he's going to get suspended. Let me see. Yeah, let's go to Coinbase. Top side of the monthly range was at 27, correct? Let's pull this up. Yep, there it is, 27.1. So now I'm going to be over here, right? We're outside the power mean band while the power mean band is starting to flip bullish on the weekly. You got the reverse wave trend down here at about 24.8, 24.9. What's the exact number here? Where are you? 24.630. All right, 24.630. Now 24.630. Let's go over here real quick. Where was the bottom side of this bad boy? It was down there. Come on. Oh, trading view. Come on, baby. I know we got powerful indicators. Don't think this can happen. Well, looky there. Looky where the weekly, looky where the weekly reverse wave trend's at. 23.4. 23.4. Got 24.6, huh? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Everybody be careful. Everybody be careful. This data set's probably going to want to get into the meat of this volatility range on the monthly. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it come down here sometime this week. I'm gonna make a little range here. I'm gonna make a little range from the center of the monthly at 25.7. Let's see. I'm gonna make about $1,000 range for a pullback here. Now, this is just a range that I'm putting out there because I know this data set's outside the power mean band. I know where the new monthly range is populating at. And see, this is where a lot of people coming from the other side don't understand about, right? So they're just going to use their lagging indicators to try to figure out what this data set's going to do, okay? And so if they're bullish right now, what are they doing? They're probably not taking their profits. And these are the people that like to sit in other discords and talk about, oh my God, you should see the percentage of the move I'm in on. Wow, this is a great, this trade's awesome. And then you get one pullback that liquidates them. You never hear another peep out of them. Why? These people don't realize their profits, right? Guys in the chat talking about ego, talking about us having ego. It's ridiculous. We take our profits. We're not stupid. We are not stupid. So that's going to be about $1,000 range I'm talking about. The bottom side being the weekly reverse wave trend all the way up to about the center of the monthly. And it's about a $900 range. That's what I'm kind of looking for. Let me see here. Let's pull this back down now. We know that where that bottom side's at. Come on, baby. Let's come on down. There we go. Now this weekend, probably don't really think it's going to happen. Let me see. And where on the daily? Let's see where this is at. How close are we back in here? We're right. This is the thing, right? We already bounced off the top side of the power mean band. There we go. So on the daily wave trend, about 25K. About 25K. Yeah, that's down there by the center. So anywhere down in that range, I can see this. I want to see the new weekly populate Sunday night, right? Sunday night, I want to see the new weekly populate. Not that I usually care too much, but I want to see it. Yeah, 28.7, huh? Been putting a hurting on these CME guys, right? Been throwing some gaps. Do I think those really are truly gaps? No. It's volatility ranges, in my opinion. You show me any institutional gaps, I'll show you a volatility range that's probably not been tested. That's why these gaps get filled. It's pretty much a meme at this point. And it's just like news, man. They use that news to manipulate traders. And you'll see a lot of people that don't understand gaps. They'll trade to the gap. That's not how you trade gaps. You don't trade to a gap. You trade gaps when data set gets back to the gap. That's what that's all about, right? That's what that's all about. Because like say there's a gap down at 25. I know what's about to happen with this data set. Am I going to go short right now? No. I'm looking for the pullback. And starting in this new week coming up Monday morning, I'm going to get a bias on my intraday scalps. And I'm probably going to go out on a limb right now and say probably beginning of the week it's going to be to the downside just because I know where the monthly range is, right? Where a lot of these retail traders, clueless, don't know. They just don't know where these levels are at, which is fine. Let me go in this alpha voice chat real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, yeah. Nice. Let me see. Just making sure I just didn't miss anything. It doesn't appear. Nice. You guys got it. I got it on lockdown anyway. We got Mick Jagger dancing in the freaking chat. Thank you, MJ. Woo! All right. Let's get down on this. Let me see who's in here. Good. All the good people. Yeah, I could probably see this going sideways, but you got to realize the last few weeks we've been throwing gaps on these CME traders, right? I don't truly believe in them, but the problem is it's a meme. A lot of the retailers, a lot of these institutional guys, you'd be surprised how many institutional people really don't know how to trade. You'd be shocked. Why do you think hedge funds get liquidated every day? It's ridiculous. Anytime a hedge fund gets liquidated, it's Jesus kills a kitten every time. Every time a hedge fund gets liquidated, Jesus kills a kitten. Guarantee it. Sorry, guys. Had to go there. What is happening up in here? Hold on, let me check this. No, it's not. Reload a page. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. Somebody if somebody wants to go ahead and send a message to those mods, I'm not gonna hate them. We got all kinds. We get rid of this cracker. Jesus. People are so wild. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this wasn't going to be a long stream. I just wanted to give these probabilities. And you see such a wide monthly range too. It's literally telling you BTC is going to trend. So this could be a trending monthly. Why it figures it out, right? It's got to come back into the power mean band on these macro time frames. What's Bitcoin looking like on the 4 hour? Look at this volatility. And meanwhile, people are trying to swing trade this shit, right? People are trying to swing trade the 4 hour. Good luck. Good luck. I want to see your P&L. Nobody will ever show it though, right? Nobody will ever show their P&L because they're just shit talkers. Okay, let's see. So on the 4 hour, let me see. Is there any div building, man? Yeah. Hidden bear divergence building, but you can see the returns oscillator, right? Returns oscillator dipped down below the zero mean, barely a pullback. All right, well, it's sitting on top of the 9 log MA. You've got reverse wave trend finding support on the Fisher. That's always good on the 4 hour. But remember, right, where's that 25 area? Yeah. These 4 hour swing traders are going to get wrecked. Sending them a warning right now. I would be taking profits if you're trying to swing trade this shit. I would take my profits. That's what I would be doing. This is never financial advice, right?
Yeah.
Never financial advice. You can do whatever you want, but just know when you get knocked out of that position, you don't have to look far. See who's on the other side of your trades. It's either the exchange because you're silly enough to let them know where your stop losses are, your liquidation points because you're over leveraged because you're a total degen. When you don't realize that leverage in the crypto market is a total scam from day one. Leverage should not be in cryptocurrency. You don't need leverage in these volatile markets. Leverage is used in non-volatile markets. If you go to our friend in the chat and you look at his profile, you'll see he likes to watch the grass grow and trade Forex. No problem. Boy, so if he'd ever get his head out of his rear end, he'd probably realize that these indicators would have him probably with one of the highest P&Ls he's ever seen in his life trading. Because trading Forex, like I said, it's so easy with volatility. It's incredible, right? Because Forex will trend, right? You don't get a lot of choppy volatility in Forex. It's crazy, man. I don't know. That's where we usually send people, right? People want to learn this. We tell them, hey man, when you're starting out, go trade Forex, right? It's like watching paint dry trading Forex. Some people like it, right? But it gives people the opportunity when you're trading Forex that you have enough time in your life to come in and just start trolling random TV chats. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, man. People really don't understand when they make themselves look like total idiots. So look at the volatility on the 4 hour, right? Pretty much fell off a cliff from a 50%, and I'm always looking for 50% drops. So when I say we couldn't get a big move on the weekend before the institutions open back up Sunday night, hey man, there's always a probability that it will. And when you see the 4 hour volatility totally crushed, yeah, man, could happen. Could happen indeed. Let me see here. Was that up on the weekly? I believe it was. Yeah. Okay, so when do I think this move will happen? We got to understand. Right now, the returns oscillator on the weekly, it's showing bear div between returns and price action. The returns oscillator is approaching zero mean. It's negatively correlated right now. This is totally telling you, look, this bear div is not playing out. This bear div is not playing out. If you see on this weekly close, mark my words, if you see this returns oscillator drop below this zero mean and there's a positive correlation on the candle like it was previously on the run up here, look out below. It's coming, and it's going to come hard and fast. It's already there. The bear div is there. Here, let's see here, because I'm sure our genius uses the RSI, so we got to pull it up. Let's show him the genius's RSI. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, let's throw it on the length, right? My returns oscillator, so we can show any clowns out there. Got it on the 7 length. That's right. I like it low. Like it low. I'm a scout machine. RSI is on a 14, of course. Let's see. Here locally, here's the top of the data set right there. Boom. There is no bear div, right? Now you go back here. Underneath, there's a little bit of bear div. But look, the returns oscillator's turning back up. Everybody right here is like, oh man, this thing's great right now. And here's another thing. If you're going to use this freaking indicator, there's already people going, hey man, this thing's oversold. There's no such thing. Or overbought, my bad. There's no such thing, right? There's such thing as exhaustion, buyer and seller exhaustion. But when it comes to something being overbought or oversold, that is all a meme as well. When something's overbought, it's because people are buying, right? Not because you should start selling. That is some of the most ridiculous things that come out of traditional TA just blows my mind. But like I said, where the returns oscillator, I mean, I'm telling you, man, this thing is going to move. It's gonna get everybody. Pay attention to see when this returns oscillator crosses this zero mean to watch this bear div play out. And where would it? Hey, it could go to the down here to the 9 and the 33 log MA, right? It's right below the reverse wave trend that's up here, right? Almost 25K. We already talked about it. That's where I see it bouncing probably, but we need some time. Do I think this thing's gonna immediately explode up here to 40K? Where the reverse Fisher is? No. This power mean band has got to flip bullish and start chasing down the data set, right? Has to. Let me go over on the daily. See, it flipped bearish right here. Now, what happened? You start getting this move. You're outside the power mean band. Power mean band flips bullish, chases down price action as it's going sideways, right? And there's that reverse wave trend. Just begging, you do not get outside this power mean band without coming back up, testing the wave trend, right? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Wave trend, 33 power mean, one of them. Top side of the power mean band, right? At first, I can show you low time frame, right? Where BTC's bullish. It's just riding the power mean band, right? Pumping, pulling back, bouncing off top side of the power mean band. So what's really happening? Returns are mean reverting. The data set is following. This is what people that a lot of retail traders are never going to understand unless they start to really study this stuff. They're just going to continue to stay in their echo chamber, follow YouTube Jimmy around. It's ridiculous, man. It's time to grow up, trade with the big boys. Right now, you got the returns oscillator turning down too. This is yeah, man. Just wait. Let's see what happens tomorrow night. If it gets real interesting, I'll do a tomorrow night stream. Just get on and play around a little bit. What time is it? 10, 12? Yeah, I wanted to keep this to about an hour. Is there anything else anybody wants to look at? You can pop it in the Alpha Voice chat. Let's see here. Yeah, this dude's wild. This dude's wild. He likes me. I can tell. Hey, man. I don't swing like that, bro. I don't swing like that, man. Nothing either. My God. Yeah? All right. Pop on the weekly. Let's see where it's at. Oh. Let's see here. Weekly. I'm just excited to get off the stream.
I don't remember if you did that yesterday or not, but as it's a new quarter now, we may as well do it. A quarterly.
Let me see here. I'm wondering if we're even going to get... Now, ETH we could. ETH, we can get some monthlies. ETH 2, right? ETH dumps out not quite 2 first standard deviation. Closed underneath the 68.3 Laplace. BTC was way more bullish. Look where it opened up to, right on the bottom side of the 68.3. So it's got that as support. You see ETH get down below that on a monthly, you're probably looking at Ethereum during the BTC pullback about 1465. That's a big pullback. Yeah, any of these assets, if I were in any longs right now because I was silly enough to try to swing trade volatility, I would be taking my profits. I surely would. But yeah, we can see here, first standard deviation on ETH, the downside. 1466, 2SD 1120. You've got the 3SD at 856. Now the Laplace distribution range, like I said, this thing's within what, 25, 35, about $40. About $40 above right now. This could hold it up here this weekend. Let me take a peek real quick. I usually don't look at ETH too much. I'm not down with the gas scan. It's okay though. Having an outlier, that bear div too. Let me see here. Yep. Above, what's its bottom side? Look at there, 1250. It's a little too low. No, it's actually, 14 would bring you, it'd bring you down below these log MAs. But yeah, bear div's setting up too, but all the fishes are up. ETH actually looks pretty strong, but what? Everything's going to follow BTC. We know that. We've been in crypto long enough. And yeah, and I'm not going to go through all those assets, Yasha. Plus, I only wanted to keep this to an hour. ETH, though, a lot of people like the ETH. It's still having, on the weekly, it is having an outlier. So that being said, look how tight the power mean band and everything is, right? This is a coiled snake. This is a coiled snake. Waiting for the monthly close. We had it. Now what's going to happen? In Ethereum, we barely got enough history to populate a weekly, let alone a monthly. None of the indicators are going to populate. Let me check it out. Variance. What's ETH look like on a daily? I wonder. I haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah, man. Starting to set up some hidden bear right now. All the fishers are up though. Volatility, nice slow contraction, negatively correlated to start this walk up. Tell you what, man. Getting a lot of different reads on ETH on the daily, and I'm on Bitcoin. Be careful, ETH traders, because that can all flip quick. Ethereum will definitely follow Bitcoin. Why do I say that? Because they're correlated, man. You can go through a lot of cryptos. Unless you have some random shit coin that's doing its little pump and dump, you're going to find a positive correlation between those assets. Yes, correlation. These are a lot of things that retailers don't understand, or people that don't have anything better to do than come in and troll somebody's chat. That's what these people don't realize. They make themselves look like fools. They always have, they always will. But Ethereum on the daily, man, where Bitcoin didn't do, look on the daily. Ethereum dropped all the way down to the reverse fissure and just jumped, man, right outside the power mean band. Tried to check up on the wave trend, didn't. Pulled back up above the power mean. Yeah, this market has got some pullback coming. Guarantee it. Even though as bullish as ETH looks, look at the variance. Variance is coming down, positively correlated, right? And this can flip up here. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if all three of these lengths, because definitely the low lengths have been flowing right into a pump right now. Let's see if these other two lengths agree. They are both contracting. Negatively correlated. Oh. Wow. Hey, man. They're definitely all saying that this could be ebb and flowing into a pump. They are all contracting, negatively correlated. Pretty powerful. But I guarantee you, if when BTC goes down to test that monthly range, where's ETH's at? Let's see where ETH's new monthly is, shall we? It's already pulling back on low time frames. I'm looking at that perfect wick down to the bottom of the daily just had earlier, right? In the middle of the night, what was it, 02:30 my time? Perfect wick to the bottom of the daily volatility range. Bounce. Where's it? Where couldn't it get by? These skinny white lines, that's the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Brilliant mathematician. French. Brilliant French mathematician. I don't have a lot of good things to say about the French, but I like Laplace. Okay, where are you at monthly range? Let's pull you up. Look, ETH all week, man. Bouncing off the center of the weekly too. Right? Bulls sitting right here, man. Bulls. A lot of buy liquidity right there at the center of the weekly. And there's the top, 1753. Yeah, ETH doesn't have that far to go, actually. 1753. So go over here. 1753, huh? Yeah, the daily. It's about 1673. One more time. Yeah, 1753. Go down the 4 hour. What we got here? What do we got here? Yeah, what's up, baby bands? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, hit that rocket icon so we can get this out to some real TradingView traders. Not just, we don't care about the trolls, man. 1750. Yeah, we're talking Fisher area, probably 99. Yeah. So on the 4 hour Ethereum pair on Coinbase, you've got the 99 log MA right down there, top of the monthly range. Look what happened last time. Got a wick right to the 99. Then it pumped right to above, outside the power mean band again. There's a test of the wave trend there. Another test of the wave trend there. Another test of the wave trend in the 33 log MA. And then boom, right back outside the power mean band. This thing's due for a pullback with Bitcoin. That could be the top of these monthly ranges could be it, because all these assets are bullish. People are realizing, look, economy's fucked. This is why cryptocurrency was born. It was born out of all this jackassery. Let's make up new words. Because the people in charge, right, of this economy are a joke. They are a joke. They're just kicking the can down the road. They're only strengthening the case to hold cryptocurrency, right? Is gold sound money anymore? Not in my opinion. And if you do buy any heavy metal, don't buy paper, for God's sakes. Go get the real thing. It's heavy as shit, but hey, man, get your hands on the real McCoy. The real McCoy. And if you can, it's hard. You're going to pay a premium. Coins, right? Coins would definitely be the way to go. That's why you got people out there buying silver bars, gold bars. Oh, when the shit hits the fan, oh, I'm going to own the world. Okay. Okay. Good luck with that. Now you buy it in, you go buy silver dimes, right? Silver quarters. You got to understand when you're buying these heavy metals, why are you buying them? If you're just buying them to hold them as investments, nothing wrong with buying bars. But if you're that type where you just think that the economy is going to go to gold and silver, you probably want to get something you'll actually be able to spend. Let me see here. All right, that's enough. That's what I'm looking for on the pullbacks. Top side of the monthly ranges, right? We got Ethereum at about, 1750 area. Bitcoin, Jesus, what, 27K. So good stuff, guys. Now I got busy. I got a lot of screenshotting to do to get rid of this troll. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, MJ, for posting that. Oh, is that when dude did... Oh, no, he gave us one more screenshot after you even post that. Oh, lovely. This is going to be exciting. We'll never see this guy again. Okay, guys. First off, I want to thank everybody on a Saturday for coming into the Discord and watching this live stream. I want to thank everybody on TradingView if you watch live. Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're at. The link to our Discords are in all the descriptions. It's free to enter to the Discord. We do not charge for education. Right? Come in, get the free trial of the indicators, ask questions. We'd be more than happy to help you. We got new people coming in every day, new followers every day. We're excited about it. This is why we wanted to bring this to the TradingView platform, right? And then push it out from there to all the other, to YouTube, to Twitch, to our Discord, all that stuff. We want to make sure that TradingView understands we're here to support their streaming. It's very important. It's where all the traders are at. And we're going to be here 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, to bring you volatility, entropy, probability, and statistics. And that being said, be careful out there. The weather's kicking up all over the country. And wherever you live out on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll see you Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alpha Trading out.